Howdy, everyone, and welcome to our Zoom meeting for June the 15th. I think we're about halfway through the challenge, but I can't believe it. Where is it gone? I'm always going to be curious about your water, and I hope that you're remembering to keep that as a #1 goal for you. It doesn't matter whether we're in maintenance or whether we're in weight loss or what aspect of our program we're on, whether we're even on a program or not. If we're just eating everything in sight, we're still going to do ourselves and our body a huge favor if we drink our water. Hello, that was Humpty Dumpty. Okay.
Sorry.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
I'm in bed.
Oh.
So.
that explains it. But make sure that you get your 80 ounces of water in a day. Now, if you really want to do what's good with water, take your body weight and divide it by 2, and whatever number you get, that's how many ounces of water your body needs. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you need 75 ounces of water a day. If you weigh 200 pounds, you need 100 ounces of water a day. It's not just a number that we use. It's 65 or 80 or whatever it is. It's kind of a general goal to help people get started. But ultimately, we want to go with that half our body weight in ounces. That must be, oh, it's Danielle. Danielle, you made it. How good to see you online.
Well, we can only see part of her.
Yeah, no, we can only see your fan and the top of your head. So, hey, there you are. Glad you're here. But anyway, getting that water in is important regardless of what your health goals are. That should be #1. And the other goal that I want to talk to you about is one that I think you'll find very interesting, and that is the goal of paying attention to getting enough healthy fat. Now, I know you can't believe a health coach is talking to you about that. That is the absolute truth. It is important for us to remember that back in the old days, when the diet of the month or diet of the year was a low-fat or no-fat diet, cut fats totally out of your diet, it was very unhealthy. As a matter of fact, a lot of people, along with me and a lot of my friends, gained weight on that low-fat diet because we ate SnackWells and stuff like that had no fat in them, but they had tons of sugar. So whenever you see something that's low-fat, don't rejoice about that. If it's called a low-fat product, that's because they've added sugar to it to make it be palatable. So don't be fooled for that. It actually would be better for you to pick a sugar-free product, because that way the carbohydrates that are in it are going to be more naturally absorbed by your body. So think about, though, fat is kind of like the match that you use to start a fire. Now, you put the charcoal or the wood in there and you put a little charcoal starter on it, you know, but the fire won't start. You've done all the right things. You've got a barbecue pit, you've got the charcoal in there, you've got the fluid on there, you've got your meat tenderized or your veggies are ready, you're ready to go. But nothing is going to happen on that barbecue until you what? Throw in a match. And a healthy fat is the match that we have to have for our body to go into combustion, for us to burn fat. Exercise is great. That, of course, you know, that's called fat burning. But chemically, we have to have a little bit of fat in our diet every day in order for our metabolism to work at its best. Now, the challenge has been teaching us a lot about healthy fats, but it's more important than just knowing that a healthy fat is important and that it's critical for burning body fat. It's also like, have you ever noticed anybody who's lost a lot of weight and they've been low fat or no fat in their diet? It may even happen to you where you're trying to cut out fat in your diet. The first thing that happens is your hair starts getting thin and falling out. You'll see that there's more hair down in the drain of your bathtub or your shower. Another thing that will happen is your skin will get very dry. Your nails will get brittle. To be totally healthy, we need a little fat in our body for good nutrition and for good health. Now, the healthy fats that we list on the website, I think they've got a list of it. If they don't, I could certainly send y'all one. Just email me or ask me to post it on the challenge site. But it's not much. It's just a little bit. It's like a teaspoon of olive oil to fry your fish in, or to put a little dressing on your salad that has a healthy fat in it, like canola oil or something like that. It could even mean just some nuts, like walnuts or almonds, which are the best. Now, we know what?
Mary Jo got me started on avocado oil. She buys it, and it's wonderful.
Avocados is a great way to get a healthy fat into your system too. Now, the only problem with it is, and this is the thing with fats, you just need a little bit. And
right.
So it's real hard. It's real hard. Actually, a healthy serving of avocado is an eighth. That's not much at all. But
well, I don't avocado. I mean the avocado
oil. Yeah, that's the same thing. And another one that's really good that's a really healthy fat and it's easy to use is flaxseed. And flaxseed is really good if you're making any kind of muffins. Like those of us who are on MetaFast, we make muffins out of the oatmeal, and we put flaxseed in it to give it a little bit more texture, but to give it a nutty taste. And so flaxseed the flaxseed oil is nasty, but flax seeds are really quite good. And so I recommend you trying those sometime. But the avocado oil is a very healthy, it's a great oil, and it tastes good too.
And you can cook high temperature with it.
Exactly. Where you can't always do that with the olive oil. It doesn't work well with high temperatures. But if you're using olive oil to make a salad oil or something like that, it's wonderful. Or if you're going to cook something for a shorter amount of time, like if you're going to use a little olive oil on some green beans and some sea salt, and you're going to cook them in the oven, cook them where they're crispy, and that's really nice that way, or cooking them on the grill. So let's remember that little bit of fat every day is the match that starts the fire. So we're not going to go fat-free. Here are some ideas for healthy fat. A cold water fish like salmon is an excellent source. And that's why when we eat salmon, we eat a 5-ounce portion instead of a 7-ounce portion, which is what we usually get with fish, because salmon's a fatty meat. Soybeans are healthy. Who in the heck wants to eat them? But they are. Now if you're eating Japanese or Chinese food, they have those soybeans that are good. Of course, they're high in fat and they're carbohydrates, but it's still a good source of healthy oil. So of course your soybean oil works. And then of course you got your olive oil, your nuts, especially almonds. They're the best. Almonds are the best. But remember, a serving is a small handful, usually about 10 or 12 almonds. So that's your mid-morning or mid-afternoon snack. Avocados, as you mentioned, Dixie, and avocado oil, and of course the flaxseed. So that's my lesson for today. We're going to drink our water and we're going to eat that. And we're going to use it to help us get healthy. The questions that I want to ask you, and Dixie, I'll start with you if that's okay. I wonder, I'm going to kind of put you on the spot. What is your goal for this month, and have you written it down?
I don't have to write it down. My goal is to get my 4% done.
Oh, okay.
I'm good on the water. Mary Jo got me started on dancing, so I have a pretty good sized computer monitor.
Hey, Amy!
What?
Be quiet.
I think that's Lynette shouting at somebody.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to mute her.
Okay, I'll shut up.
Okay. Go ahead, Dixie. Your goal, and did you write it down?
No, I have my Fitness Pal. I have my Fitbit. I have so much stuff on my tablet, on my computer, on my phone. That's writing it down that way,
Gotcha.
And so anyway, tonight before dinner, I just turned the speakers way up and went to YouTube and got dance music, and I was just dancing. So I'm getting all my steps in. I'm just doing everything.
That's awesome. I'm so proud of you. You're so much fun, too. Hey, Megan, it's good to see you. And who is your guest with you tonight?
That's Killian.
Hey, Killian, how are you? Everybody say hey to Killian.
Hello there.
Hey, Killian, we're glad you're on with us tonight. Hey, Killian, what do you think of your mom being on this health kick? Are you happy for her? Does she make you eat healthy stuff? No? Mom, you're supposed to be a role model for crying out loud.
She's got a cheese stick.
Oh. Okay, not the fried kind, just a cheese stick. Excellent. That is an excellent snack, Killian. You're being a very healthy kid. Excellent. Excellent snack. How about you, Mom? What is your goal for this challenge, and have you written it down?
Well, this time my goal is to maintain, because last time my goal was to lose, and I didn't lose any, which is discouraging. So I thought if I maintain, if I lose, that's a plus, but if I don't, then at least I'm not discouraged.
Okay. Okay. So and that's good. Do you write it down? Have you got it written down?
Well, I write down at the top of my calendar when I start my challenge.
Okay.
I can lose where I started at, so my weight's on there. I write it in once a week, and then
good.
I write how much the range I can lose.
Okay. Okay. Good. Excellent. Terrific. What about Debbie? Unmute yourself because I want you to talk. You're muted. I don't know why you're muted, Debbie. Can you unmute yourself? Okay. Okay. What is your goal? Number one. I know you got more than one goal, but what is your number one goal for this challenge, and did you write it down?
I did not write it down. It's to lose the 4%, and I started at my low weight this time instead of weighing it. So I'm pushing myself.
You are.
And I really got to push hard the next 2 weeks, so I've got to lose like 3 pounds.
Me too.
You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
Are you falling asleep there on us, Mary Jo? She's in bed. She just wants to get her 25 points. I know that you're muted, but if you want to unmute, we'd love to hear from you. Or just shake your head if you don't want to.
You're trying to figure it out.
Oh, okay.
Can't you find
Yep,
there? You
she's got it. Okay, Mary
I had
Jo,
to change my screen.
Right. What is your number one goal that you're focusing on this challenge, and did you write it down?
Well, I'm just trying to maintain this time without gaining any. Just holding on by my toenails. And I'm like Dixie. I mean, I log my food every day in my Fitness Pal and my weight, and have my goal set, and it'll say you're X amount of pounds away from your goal.
Good. So you see it every day.
Yep.
See it every day.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. What about you, Danielle? Hey, it's good to see you online with us. We're glad you're here. What is your number one goal this month, and did you write it down?
No, I'm bad at writing things down.
Okay.
I did the 4%. I almost decided to maintain. I've been real busy. So I guess my goal is to kind of get it all together, because I have not been together. And it's showing. So, and my water's slacking, and that's been showing too. So kind of reiterate some of the habits that I've formed.
Of the habits that you've let kind of slide a little bit, what's the one that you think is most important for you to focus on between now and the end of the challenge?
I have a hard time snacking in the evenings, and I was really doing good on that, and kind of let that go because we did BBS and there were snacks, and I grazed. Yeah.
This. And a cup of coffee.
What is that?
That's a Fiber One lemon bar. It's 90 calories.
Okay.
And that's all I allow myself in the evening, and a cup of decaf coffee. And I just take tiny bites, and it's wonderful.
Right. If you can find some kind of snack like that, Danielle, to do something like that you really, really like, that's a terrific idea. And are you on Metafast?
I was, but
okay. Not anymore. Okay, so if you have any of those bars, those Metafast bars left, that's a real good thing, or the brownies are another real good one to use. And if you can make them up ahead of time so that you don't have to cook anything that night, but there's all kinds of bars like the one that Dixie showed up. You want to try to find something that's worth about 100 calories, and hers was 90. So somewhere around 100 calories. And then set it out at dinner time so that you know that you've got 2 hours that you can have it anytime you want to, but it's out and it's ready to go, and it's the only thing you can have. You gotta get mean with yourself. If that's your trigger, and you've identified your trigger, then you need to attack it. Okay? All right. Hey, Lynette.
Hey, Donna.
What is your #1 goal this month?
My #1 goal is to stay on plan all month instead of thinking, oh, I got 2 more weeks, and just forgetting and not doing. And then like 4 days before way out, I'm like, oh no. So mine is to stay on plan all month so I'm not so stressed 3 days before way out.
Make it a 1 day at a time. Don't think about it all month. Think about it as doing it 1 day at a time. Just like Danielle's going to think about every 2 hours at a time. She's going to have that snack so she's not ravenous at night. My goal, believe it or not, I need to lose about 35 pounds. I put as my goal this month to maintain, because I was trying to work on the food part and I wasn't doing anything else on the challenge. And I really, really, really needed to learn how to go to sleep at night. And I really, really, really needed to learn how to move my body, because there have been challenges when I would be on the food plan and I would lose my 4%, but I never moved. I never got out of the chair. I never moved my body. I drank my water. But it'd be 2:30 in the morning and I'm up, and it's just terrible habits. Well, this month my computer is off at 10 o'clock and I start my tune down and settle down, and I've been in bed by 11 o'clock and I've been getting 7 and 8 hours of sleep, and it is starting to make a difference in how I feel. I'm not so damn depressed all the time. And so when you're not that way, then it's easier to walk and it's easier to stay on plan. So I think it's real good to focus on the one thing that really could truly make a difference in your life and focus on that first. Now, on the Fitbit, when you see that every time, or the FitPal or whatever it is y'all use, you see what your goal is every day. And in Megan, she writes it on her calendar so she sees it every day. I think that's the important thing about why I'm asking to write it down. I don't write down that I'm going to walk every day, but I've got my shoes and I put them right on the cabinet next to my sink, and I put them on so that I know I've got to walk today. So it doesn't really have to be written down, but it has to be in a way to where you see it and you're cognizant of it every single day. So writing it down some way or another, whether it's on paper or however it is, it's important. Okay, one more quick question I want to ask y'all, and then we'll call it a night. Is let's talk just a minute about non-scale victories. I've already talked to y'all about mine, about how my sleeping has improved and my walking has improved, and those are non-scale victories, that they are tremendous victories in my opinion toward me creating health in my life. So Dixie, what is a non-scale? Don't worry about your weight, but what is a healthy habit that you have had victory with over the past 3 weeks?
When I eat out, I eat sensibly and healthy.
I think you posted about that a couple of times, didn't you, this time?
And that, because I never would do that. Never. I'd eat all my fries and anybody else's. It didn't bother me.
That is fabulous. That's a fabulous non-scale victory, and that can carry over for many, many months. It's not just something you're going to do now. Megan, what's your non-scale victory so far this month?
I've tried to incorporate weights into my workout more.
Excellent. I don't know if you know this or not, but when you incorporate weights, there's a couple of things that are really good for women. Number one, we don't have enough muscle tissue, and we don't have as much muscle tissue as men. That was kind of a dumb statement to make about we don't have enough. We don't have as much muscle tissue as men, and that's why it's so much easier for them to lose weight than it is for us, because they have more muscle tissue. So muscle tissue actually weighs more than fat, but the more muscle tissue you have, the more efficient your metabolism is, so you burn calories more, and your muscle, even though it weighs more than fat, it's skinnier than fat. If you looked at a pound of fat, it would be like this big. If you look at a pound of muscle, it would be like half my fist. It's smaller than fat. Even though it may weigh the same amount of weight, 1 pound of fat versus 1 pound of muscle, it just doesn't take up as much room. And the other thing is building our muscles as we get older, and you're not there yet, but it's such a good habit for you to get into because it helps us with our carriage and our posture, and that's going to help us with our breathing. And it's just doing weight resistance is a great thing for our bones too, believe it or not. So that's awesome. Even if it's just little 1 pound weights that we just pick up while we're watching TV. It's excellent. Way to go, Megan. Okay, what about you, Debbie? Non-scale victory.
I've been stopping, challenging myself, and changing my chores. Yeah.
Good.
So I caught myself doing that quite often. So that's something I usually didn't do. I just grab it.
It's an easy little thing to remember too. Stop, challenge, choose. It's got a little ring to it that actually can say, "Oh, okay, Donna, you."
I've opened the refrigerator and did it.
Very good, very good. What about you, Mary Jo? Are you enough awake to share with us?
I have to be to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, so this is my bedtime.
Okay. Thank you for being with us.
I think being able to exercise longer. You know, I used to just drag and could hardly make it through a half-hour video, and now I do a half-hour video, and then I dance like a maniac for another half hour or so. So, yeah. Plus my, normal walking at work, which is 10 to 15,000 steps a day. So, yeah.
And I will never be able to beat you, but that's okay. We're happy for you anyway. Danielle, what is your best the non-scale victory that means the most to you so far for the challenge?
Oh, I've been a mess this challenge.
Oh.
But I have kept my workouts up, not as frequent, but still almost as frequent, even though I've been real busy. So
okay.
I've kept the habit.
That's it. That's what this challenge is all about. It's creating health. And some days we're on the path and we're going great guns. We're focused. We know exactly where we're going. And some days we have a wreck. And we have to get ourselves back together and get back on track. So that's awesome. I'm so glad you're online with us tonight. What about you, Lynette? What's your non-scale victory?
Up with my sleep. I feel so much better when I just make myself go to bed. Even though I might want to stay up another hour, I just put it down and go to sleep.
That is the hardest thing for me to do, and I am so proud of you for doing it, because when you've got a creative mind like yours is and mine is, it's not necessarily a creative mind, it's a mind that won't shut up. It just keeps going and keeps
stop.
So that's awesome. We just have to make ourselves. And
it's a holdover from having little kids. I lay there in bed. Did I make Denny's lunch? Did I start the dishwasher? Do I have things ready for tomorrow?
Oh, I've got to go get the clothes out of the dryer so they won't be wrinkled, because I sure don't want to have to iron them. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, I just run them through again until the fluff. But,
Well, everybody, thank you for being online tonight. Go get your 25 points for meeting with your coach. Sleep tight, everyone, and let's say a good old Walton's good night to everybody. Good night, Mary Jo. Good night, Nick. Good night, everybody. Good night, Mary.
Good night, everybody.
Night, Lynn.